While the State of the Union is a time for American presidents to take pride in listing their annual accomplishments, it's also time for them to set the agenda for the year to come. President Trump's first State of the Union address was an ambitious and optimistic vision for America's future. So let's take a look at how America's doing 1 month into the new year. Despite the divisive politics of Washington and the gloom and doom and negativity that we're hearing, the State of the Union is pretty good, and it's getting better. On the economic front, housing starts are up 3.3%. Single-family home construction has surged to its highest level in 10 years. And there's good news for sellers. Home prices are up 6.2% over a year ago. Nancy Pelosi called the Republican tax cut Armageddon. But since its passage, companies like Comcast, Bank of America, AT&T, and American Airlines have announced they're giving $1,000 bonuses to their employees. Again, Negative Nancy says those are just crumbs. Well, it may not be much to her, and I wouldn't expect it to be, because she's one of the wealthiest members of the House of Representatives, with a net worth of just under $30 million. But to an American family earning about $50,000 per year, only about $33,000 after taxes, it's a nice chunk of change. It could be used to pay off credit card debt, make some much-needed repairs to a house or automobile, or it could help pay for a long overdue vacation. Also, companies like Wells Fargo, Boeing, Comcast, and Walmart say they're raising the minimum wage for their employees. Walmart says it's raising the starting wage to $11 per hour. Now, that might not seem like much to Negative Nancy, but I talked to a Walmart cashier who told me he makes $9 an hour. $11 an hour means another $250 per month for him. He said he may quit his other part-time job and go back to college. And because the corporate tax rate has been slashed to 21%, some big companies have also pledged to invest billions of dollars in America. Listen to what the president said about Apple.
Apple has just announced it plans to invest a total of $350 billion in America and hire another 20,000 workers.
As companies invest in new plants and upgrade their factories, jobs will be created. Wages will likely rise because of shortages in the labor force. It's called competition, Nancy. And everyone, not just the wealthy like you, benefit. More people working means more people spending and investing and paying taxes. That will lead to an expanding economy. The employment rate is now down to 4.1%. That's a point below the full employment level. Unemployment among African Americans is now at 6.8%. Still high, but that's the lowest ever recorded. U.S. consumer confidence is at the highest level since 2001. And the stock market, well, it's at a record high and ended 2017 up more than 5,000 points for the year. That was its biggest single-year gain in the Dow's 121-year history. And this year, the United States is expected to overtake Saudi Arabia and Russia to become the world's largest oil producer. Also on the domestic front, when the final stats come in for 2017, they'll likely show the rate for overall crime, violent crime, and murder in America's top 30 cities fell 2.7% over 2016. And overseas, our efforts fighting terrorism are paying off. In late December, the Pentagon said ISIS controlled only 1,900 square miles of territory, and that's down from the 17,500 square miles the group held during the Obama administration. And the number of ISIS fighters in Iraq and Syria have been reduced from a high of 35,000 in 2014 down to less than 1,000 today. Yes, the Iran nuclear deal is still alive, but it's hanging by a thread, and the Ayatollah now knows America means business. New sanctions were imposed on Russia for meddling in the 2016 election, at least for their social media ads, propaganda, and media leaks. North Korean missiles remain a threat, but Kim Jong-un made nice with South Korea, at least for the Winter Olympics. And with China, the country Trump calls a strategic competitor, $250 billion in trade deals were firmed up. In Israel, Jerusalem is now off the table in future peace talks with the Palestinians. The Israeli capital is non-negotiable. U.S. aid to the Palestinian Authority was reduced. There's pressure on the Palestinians. even coming from Europe, to eliminate monthly cash payments to the families of those killed, injured, or imprisoned for killing or attacking Jews. Yes, the State of the Union is good. I believe the future is bright, not because of American politicians, but because God is blessing our nation, and the blessings will continue. But there's a caveat. Moses tells us in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1, if you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow all his commands that I give you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations on earth. You know, it's as simple as that. Obedience to the one who gives us breath and life. Well, that's it from the Global Lane for this week. Catch us on Facebook, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, and Twitter. And until next time, be blessed.